saying much. Actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be her, for your mom to your pop, to the beat, to the bird, man. Cut right off on the curb, like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my whole team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. The first carry now, this is Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Murray now. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Gotta do better.
They run it with Carson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 43 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Well, now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Murray now on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Murray fighting, lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at their 49-yard line.
Let's go, D.
From just shy of midfield, Murray. And this one caught by Max Williams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
2nd and goal from the 1. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. They come out here in the I. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now, 3rd and goal. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And my goodness, this is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. He's got his man here. It's Gary Jennings Jr. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
Seahawks, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14.
43's the mic. 43's the mic.
Now it's Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
That's good for the Seahawks. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the shotgun, Wilson. And an alley to run. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 25 yards that time. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They'll run it here. This is Mark Walton. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that.
Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Carson, and he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now a 3rd and goal situation as this Arizona defense tries to stand tall once more. To throw is Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. As the first half is winding down, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. A final shot before half from Murray. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance. To return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a two-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Look left.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Murray now on 1st down. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. L.J. Collier able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
It's 2nd down.
Let's go. Get the flag. Watch one.
Throwing on 2nd down. Murray. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Murray. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now it's Wilson. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Here's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. From the gun, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. This is Carson. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two.
Brings up third down.
43's the mic. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. Now Wilson. And he finds Penny. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me.
Now a carry for Walton. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. Here's Wilson operating from the gun. Snead's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A first down there on a pickup of 25. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And a big play there on second down, but we do have a flag on the field. This is in the area where it might be coming back. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up. Third and long. It's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Myers' kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Oh, now Murray has it stripped.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's third and short.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Cardinals on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Give him 32 on the play.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. 1st down, Murray. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Jaron Reed in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Running from the gun, Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Defense, let's get off the field, defense. 56, right there.
Murray sets to throw on 4th. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And a short 3-yard pickup gets them up to the 15.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
You can't block me.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And they will take a knee here.
Wilson on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
So the victory here for Seattle, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us.